learn to care for each other everywhere. We must learn to see just how beautiful we can be. Before you can love someone else, you must learn to love yourself. Before you can worship a star, you should know
with the trace needed from things from the thought with the mental and breaking through with the mental. Opposite of sentimental. When I'm inspiring, now it feels like I'm firing. My flow gives jobs like me. Like I be hiring, but me, I retire them. My speaker melt flow be inspiring. And you know that I'm higher than it. Just smoke weed, ladies and roses. I got the lyrical codeine that really holds it. But I can see it, and knowledge that I receive can give birth to the furniture mind of society. A unity, what you see. Everything is just like some unity. What you see is what you is beauty. Everything is just like some
shine is bright on all day long and we glow at night. Got a rich raw blood flowing through our veins and the glitter of gold still remains. So the energy gives us our juice. Love naturally gives us a boost. Bring the whole world on to our precious light. Everyone can see this beautiful sight. When the day is dark and the sun will shine and the cloudy gray seem to cover your mind. Lift up the shade, wipe your eyes. Sun's always there. It's wearing in the sky. That we can at least help each other feel a little bit better about ourselves. We can share with each other some ideas in poetry or song or dance or whatever we do, you know, that can make each other feel good. Because we do that better than anybody. We don't, violence is not a part of feeling good for us. We're really a peaceful people, and we like to sing and we like to dance. So this is an opportunity to actually do all of that.
A matter of fact, I think that little funk jam that we just did here, I think like the writers in here all need to get together and do the piece Sunday at Doom. Man, Doom would be a way to pay album respect and our tribute to this great Godfather rap.
Listen, I am satisfied with the improv. It was special. I remember it for the rest of my life. The fact is, it was beautiful. It was natural. It was organic. It was what is. And the thing about it is, if we spend time together, there'll be other naturally organic things that will pop up, because that's, everybody here is a creative artist, you know what I mean? So you got that spirit. You already got you've been touched. You know, you've already been touched. You can't help yourself. And so if the groove is right, and you know, and you feel like you want to participate, it's a natural thing. I'm just happy. I just want to say that it's a blessing for me to know a bunch of folks who have a lot of good talent, and that's just wonderful because there are a lot of people who wish they had talent, but they don't, and it's kind of sad because you would like to tell them that you don't want to hurt their feelings. We have people who do have talent, and I'm happy that they've walked through my doors. I've been very lucky. I mean, I don't get a bunch of ragamuffins. I get some real talented people come through here, you know, and it just makes me feel wonderful. It makes me feel like I'm doing something right, you know. Because they say water seeks its own level, you know.
Yes.
So I'm looking at high tides for everybody. Thank you so much. And just the only thing I will say is that in everything we do, hard work has got to be at the base of it. You got to work. We can't. And any ideas that any of us have, you know, how we can magnify our own careers, investigate those ideas. Don't just sit on them. The fact is that, and if you need some assistance, you want help, you're part of this gathering, you know, you're part of the family, you know, you can call. If there's anything you want to know, I can help you, I'd be glad to, you know. We got other people that can offer advice as well. I mean, we had a lady here today that gave some great advice for dealing with just the music and understanding how you can make that better. And that's the idea. Each one has got some information to share with somebody else so that we can all get better and grow and just be exactly who we want to be, you know, without any reservations. And without any apologies, you know? And I just want to be a part of your growth. And as long as I'm a part of your growth, then you're a part of my growth. Because I'm going to grow too. You know, I ain't finished. I'm still growing. You know? So,
see, what people have to understand, what Doom had done over the past 30-some years had been done only about 7 or 8 times before. The Dark Tower on 136th Street, the Ed Saloon in Washington, D.C., the Black House on 136th Street in Harlem. It's only been done where people open up their heart and peel their skin off. And we've done that. Open this place up for us. This is like a sanctuary in some ways. You know, it's a healing motherfucking center, really. We come out of here with positive vibes and take it back and interact with other people in other ways. But I'm saying, and you know, because Doom very humble, he ain't gonna say nothing. You know, he's humble to a fault almost. But it's up to, I think, the next generation to salute this great artist. I mean, I gained so much by just being able to sit next to him. You know, come in here and sit next to him. That's a powerful position for me. Sit next to this great artist. So
the greatest gift that anybody here can give me is to do your shit. Do your craft. Be yourself. Be the maximum of yourself that you can be. Because I'm a feed off of that. I get a big thrill when I see people like Jessica Care Moore or Saul Williams doing their thing, because I know that I help them get to a certain point in their lives that they may not have gotten that way otherwise. So at least I know I'm a part of it, you know, and it feels good.
And brother, what you do is, you know, this year is the 5th anniversary of James Brown dropping Papa Got a Brand New Bag in Charlotte, North Carolina, where he destroyed music. White folks have music, we have sounds. And to understand there's a difference in that. Them sounds that we make, they can't make it because they don't have feelings. They accept them to become mechanical. They don't let go of their feelings. Now some of them do, John Lennon and others like that, you know, got feelings, you know, so it ain't like across the board, all of them ain't, you know. But I'm saying, they have created a society where they said, we're not going to feel this shit. But we have, you know, we take control. They got 5 senses, but we got 6. That's why they call us impossible people. We do impossible shit every fucking day. You know, and so when we talk about what's the answer's in us. We ain't got to go nowhere for no answers, it's in our culture. You know, we got someone like Peter Tosh saying like, no matter where you come from, if you were a black man, you're African. God damn, that's a classic shit. Everybody should be playing that shit every week, maybe once a week, just to remind themselves I can't get lost in this technological jungle. The great Peter Tosh, you know, of course, Bob Marley go with it, but I'm saying Peter Tosh kind of like get kind of put to the side, although that funky guitar there. Well,
right. There wouldn't be a lot of the staples of reggae music. Everybody wants to attribute it all to Bob Marley. Bob Marley was immaculate.
Yeah.
But there was just like they're they're two sides of the same coin that we needed to get to where we are right now.
He taught Bob how to
Right,
play.
you know, like there wouldn't be a Bob without him.
Yeah. And Bunny Well.
Nobody can sit in here and say that after experiencing what we just had that you don't feel good. It's impossible. It's literally impossible.
Possibly, unless you're dead.
Unless you're dead, you can't say this. You ain't feel good from that.
It's just like we make them sound. If we don't feel Mabel Staples and she sing, you probably dead or a zombie. Something wrong with my fucking ass. Because what she doing, Aretha and Billy and Nancy and just tons of more people, it's them feelings. And nobody can do that but us. Like us. I mean, these African in this Western Hemisphere, ain't nobody can top us. I love my Africa, but Africa came with me. It's not just no land base. We brought African agency and energy with us. And we continue to advance, enhance, and extend it. You know.
Do we have any other poets this evening? You get ready to go, baby?
Good night for last time. I want to go. You guys are so beautiful.
Yeah.
She's been leaving for an hour. I know, I've been leaving for an hour.
It's like the club. It's like the club.
I know, but it's so
After he does his thing,
Oh, baby,
One service. Look at Prince Imagine. Thank you for holding the camera so you can get on it. You know it. Thank you. I'll be back on the other side. I gotta find it.
third rendition of your piece, Pyramid. And that's appropriate because the pyramid has 3 sides.
There is something underneath my skin, buried behind my diaphragm that crawls forward when you are in my presence. There's a flame that makes its residence in my spinal column, that quickens when it's provided the oxygen. I figured I'd deny it, so hopefully it didn't immolate me from the inside. My heart lulled and lurched at the recognition of familiar cravings. It bridled at the sharp bite of insatiable want. No need to feel the warmth of your frame wrapped around the length of me. Sheathing my star into the folds of your universe becomes a mere afterthought when I can no longer tell where you end and I continue. Let me consume you as you have myself, lightning dancing over and around your synapses. I'm the signal that you can't ignore, the essence of loving you crave for, and if you think of another as do, they set fire to you like I do. My hands move with the deftness of a surgeon and the memory of a courtesan. They hold recollection of every ecstatic feeling that you've ever felt. Soar, so I implore, how close have you come to complete oblivion? How many lovers have scaled your peaks? Bend with me as my gaze traverses your land. I see the beginning and birthing of civilization in the curvature of your spine. Found nourishment in the dew that I brought forth from the temple held between your thighs, and something in me responds to your rhythm. Our bodies are like pendulums. We slowly grind toward ecstasy, and I have it no other way. I found my soul in the undulations of your tongue, harmony in the way you loose yourself from inhibition, pleasure in the way pure lust darkens your iris. Make me want to find no home but the one you created. Sow your passion into my skin, stake and claim where you lay both mouth and hand, and bring me to death. Seeing that our adrenaline rush could kill a woman, I see your hunger, so I'm fully aware even my competition couldn't leave you sated. And the lioness is on the prowl, need not scope where you lay your head, where you fit into my shoulder like you've always belonged there. Several lifetimes previous we were gods, told our enemies we would decimate them in both body and spirit. Our ties be the strongest, every successful we are keenly aware of the other, but we do not always return as lovers, and we should never be enemies. No mound of flesh can keep us from the other, so when our voices raise, we rend senses, and we're intimately familiar with sabotage because our war never changed. We stand firmly in the belief that our brethren find amusement in our struggle, but I see it as refinement, never ignoring the something beneath my skin.
Yeah. It's a very strong piece. But if you make love to the girl who read that piece, she's gonna be disappointed. Because that was awfully fast. You need to slow it down.
I said breathe.
I mean,
I gotta get the pace in down.
you gotta slow it down.
I gotta get the pace.
You're saying something, brother. And we want to savor what you're saying.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? And we can't savor it if you're racing through it. So like give more credit to what you've written. And also, when you write something that dope and that convincing, you want to commit it to memory too. So that you don't have to look at your gadget. You can look at us, you know.
And that may help you with pace.
That was dope though.
That may help you with pace.
Yeah, because you see, you're having it's like you're having a dialogue with the ears that are willing to hear that. And that dialogue is personal. It's first of all, that's what makes poetry so wonderful. All of our dialogues are personal, you know. Even if we're talking to the multitude, it's a personal thing. It's for you only. And the poet can do that better than anybody. That's why he's so dangerous. He can reach your soul senses and actually convince you that something is wrong or something is right. So when you have an opportunity to love the people in a love poem, they want to be loved. They don't want to be raced and fucked to death. They want to be loved.
No.
Yeah, no.
You said that's true? People don't be fucked to death.
Some people want to be loved.
He's not giving us the Bible. Some people want to be loved, some people want to be fucked to death.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to figure out. What's going on there?
I'll be fucked to sleep.
Somehow the fucking...
You're volunteering way too much information right now. Pop didn't need to know that. Come on, son.
Pop
Don't know that.
No, Pop keeps it 100.
Your reaction.
No reaction is telling.
See what I gotta do?
It's all right, man. They got shit for that. Don't worry about it.
They call it psychologists and psychiatrists.
Anyway, yes, my brother. So you got another piece you want to share?
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear that.
I guess I'm gonna read the one I closed out shoot joint with.
Oh yeah.
Word.
The first one or the second one?
Second.
The alright, bad. This is called Clapping for the Wrong Reasons.
What?
It's called Clapping for the Wrong Reasons.
Clapping. Oh, clapping. Sorry.
Where'd your mind go?
How was it?
I don't know how many poems like these I'm going to write in this lifetime, but I'm not really sure that's a reason to be concerned. I'm more so worried about the collective degradation of my emotional consciousness and the fact that my body is still screaming run when my brain refuses to recognize that there is nowhere to go that won't put me back in a place where I need to run again. My therapist told me to talk about my mental health, so I spoke to them about the nights when even a mask can't seem to keep me blind enough to see past my sorrows. And I see everything in so many shades of deepening gray that I question my own sanity. There are nights that I pray for either my own absence or this realm of peace, because somewhere in my mind I seem to believe that if I can't find that here, I'll never find it. Then my mind replays every tragedy on a loop that never ceases, and I feel my mood go from pleasant to abhorrent in 2 seconds. I told my therapist that when my heart weighs like a meteorite in my chest and I struggle with the asinine thought of ripping it from it because I can't take the cadence it plays anymore, I lift my head again and look at the world, which as always is expectant of something great or something period, even when I do not feel there are even reserves to give. And I remember the blessed few moments that I didn't feel like an appendage to my father and burden on my mother, and no matter how many I love yous were whispered, it didn't make a difference because I saw what I'd wrought. Remember years of hearing their grievances on replay because someone had to hear it, someone had to empathize, because everything needs to be said and heard, and you will understand what the other did to me. And you will learn what not to look for in a woman, and you will learn not to be a man like him, and we hope you never sink, you swim. But then you remember that you never learned how to do so. So when the tides come and take bites of your energy, you remain bitter and barren. You learn the evil of man and isolate yourself from all of them, but then you realize that you can't stay there. Because even there, you still haven't realized that you need to learn how to love yourself. And no matter what you do, you can't ever outrun your own shadow.
The last line was the strongest poetry in the whole piece. You can't outrun your own shadow. That's a very powerful poetic line. But you had a couple of bricks in there that you need to work with. I mean, you know, sometimes the intellect gets in the way, and we'll say things from an intellectual viewpoint. And intellect can kill a poem sometimes, because a poem is supposed to be it's like fresh water. You know, you don't want nothing, no preservatives in the water. And those big words are like preservatives, you know what I'm saying? It's like you just put mayonnaise on something and call it literature. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, put some ketchup on this shit, you know. I mean, the fact...
That's real.
But the deal
Put ketchup on the masterpiece.
Yeah, but the deal is that, see, you got something to say, my brother. And all I want you to recognize one little thing that you should never forget. when you are saying whatever you are trying to say, you want to affect at least one of our 5 senses. The sense of touch, the sense of taste, does it smell? So instead of saying degradation, make me smell it. I don't have to, that big word it clogs up in my mouth. I mean, I know degradation. I think everybody knows, we've been to school, we know degradation, but it's not a word of poetry. There should be a book written, words not to use writing a poem.
Or translation. Instead of using this, use all of this.
Yes, exactly. And the other thing is that if we are to use a word like degradation, you must turn degradation into like a caterpillar or something. Yeah, it's got to become some kind of a creature. You know, it's got to be like some moth in your closet eating up your clothes. You know what I'm saying? That's what degradation. So you know what I'm saying? Because you have to. What the poet's job is, in a short span of time, you got to create an experience for the listener. You know, and so that means that we got to use all of the parts that can ignite and excite your imagination. And the one who can do that the best is always going to get the ears. That's why Smokey Robinson was Motown. They didn't call it Smokeyville, but they could have, because he wrote most of them damn songs. You know, well, I mean, come on. I got sunshine on a cloudy day. Very simple, but my image, you see it.
Yeah.
When it's cold outside, now I got the month of May right away. Hey, we know what it's like chilly outside. And then you go through this whole basic thing. I guess you say, who is this? My girl, my girl.
Yep.
You know? I mean, you got a smile so bright, you could have been a candle. I'm holding you so tight, you could have been a handle. The way you sucked me up from my feet, you could have been a broom. You smell so sweet, you must have been perfume. I mean, come on.
Yes.
That's just poetry. That's all it is.
That's great. Poetry, songwriting is simply great poetry.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
Because in like 3 or 4 minutes.
Good songwriting is poetry put to music. That's all.
Yeah, because all you do is like that's why Pop, when you're with your albums, when he puts his stuff on CD, it takes you places. I can't even remember, because all I remember is you singing over the track. Oh my God, I freaking love that song because yes. You feel like you're just laying somewhere under the stars and it's warm and all you smell is the ocean and all you can hear and Pop, he paints that whole picture, and that's like a 4.5 minute track.
Yeah, something like that. But the thing about it, that was an experience. I just happened to be able to record a living experience.
And I didn't know that.
And that's the fun thing about traveling and going places, because I listened to this CD myself a couple of times recently, saying, wow, beyond this being like an example of my love songs, this is a travel log. Because I'm going from Morocco with Jamel and Dean to West Africa, which is in Senegal. Then I go to Barbados. I go to St. Martin. I'm in prison down in solitary confinement in North Carolina in the last piece. Yeah, I wrote Summer's Coming. I was in solitary confinement. And all that song makes me realize I was not ready to die. Because I'm sitting in solitary confinement. I'm talking about Summer's. I've got no inkling of what the fuck is coming. I'm in solitary confinement. Because I had cursed the preacher out. I cursed the preacher out, and the 2 little girls sing that fucking song, Come to the Church in the Wildwood. I was so pissed off because they opened up the cell doors on Saturday and let these girls come to the church in the Wildwood, oh come. And then he starts preaching to my you 2 sinners can be forgiven. And man, listen, we ain't had no trial yet. How come I'm a sinner all of a sudden? No, I was too through with this guy. And then Peter Rabbit, this guy and myself, who had convinced all of us he didn't rape this girl that he was accused of. And he goes over, run up to the gate and falls on his knees for this cracker to pray for him. That's when I lost it. Because I said, you know what, Peter Rabbit's a guilty bitch. He's asking this cracker to pray for him after he done convinced me that there was another guy in Raleigh that looked just like him with a painter's hat, and he had raped this girl, now he was being blamed for it. And so I just yanked Peter Rabbit away from the gate. Man, I went berserk. And I told the minister, I said, God would never make you his messenger. Look at you with your cheap skin, your cheap hair, and your voice is horrible. I said, God would never make you anything important to him. And them girls can't sing. So just take that fucking guitar and bash you in the head with that shit. I said, it's horrible. You're killing me. You're killing the idea song. I went into a tirade. They stopped preaching. The girls stopped singing. We didn't have no service that Saturday at Wake County Jail. And I was satisfied.
Let's be clear. Let's be clear. The whole reason why that happened is because Pop robbed the Klan.
Just be
clear about that.
That was why I was in the joint. So, but the fact is that
Dred was like, wait, what?
Everybody heard the stories like, wait, what?
But the thing about it is that the next day, though, the funny part, I thought I was going back to the school because I was at Shaw University. So I told all the fellas when they called my name, I said, if you want to see me, I'll be at Shaw University. I mean, you couldn't tell me I wasn't getting bailed out. Come on.
Right.
I've been in here for a while now, you
Come
know.
find me. You know where
And so we go downstairs to the elevator and we pass the first floor. That's where my stuff is. We go down past the basement. This is getting to be kind of weird now. They go to the sub-basement where the hole is. So I had to put you in here because the preacher complained. He said you scared him away from doing his sermon. And the girls were terrified. What did you do? I said, well, I couldn't touch him. I was locked up in here in the cell. But you shouldn't have terrorized them people. They built out a real big complaint on you. I'm sorry I have to put you in here, but this is what they told me to do. A little place about half the size of my bathroom with a hole in the middle of the floor where I was supposed to shit and piss and do all that stuff. Yeah, it was an experience, but it taught me one thing. Yes, you can learn how to meditate. Yes. Yes. You do have to be pushed a little bit sometimes.
Yes.
But yes, that's a strong possibility that you can meditate.
Get yourself aligned.
And take yourself out of horrible situations.
Yes.
Because I was sitting on that cement floor and my ass was hurting. And I meditated a pillow under my ass and it didn't hurt no more. I was looking at a wall in front of me and it was not fun. It smelled like shit and piss because next to the cell was a drunk tank. And you know how drunks smell. And so I'm right next to, I'm getting all that odor. So I'm taking the bucket with ammonia in it that they use for me to clean out my little toilet, which was a hole. I'm using, that shit smelled like fucking perfume after a while, like Chanel No. 5 or something. But I mean, but I learned how to meditate and flip everything. And I didn't put no images on the wall in front of me, but I changed the colors. I would change it to purple or yellow. Yellow was one of my favorite colors. I just would make it yellow sometimes red, whatever. But I would deliberately go through these, I guess, some kind of illusions, but I was in it.
It's not necessarily illusions. That's the epitome of like your mind creating your reality. No matter what they try to tell you, you're supposed to be down here suffering. No, I'm fine. So.
Matter of fact, that's when he said it because Rogers, the only black jailer, came there one time. And I don't know how long I was meditating, but I was obviously not moving for a pretty good while. And he came and said, hey. It's just like he woke up, like I didn't wake up, I was gone. But he shook me and I said, yeah, what's up? And he said, you okay? You okay? I said, yeah, I'm fine. He says, you've been sitting like that for the last 6, 7 hours. I said, I'm good.
Right.
You know, but like that's when I knew I had tapped into something that I didn't even realize I had. I mean, because my energy level would never let me sit no fucking place for 6 to 7 hours straight. I have to do stuff. I'm an energizer.
So although you're still here, like your mind is.
I was traveling. I was going places. Oh, I got the hell out of that cell. Oh, I did. I got out of there. That place was no place to stay. No way, Jose. I got out of there. So quick as I could.
Okay, 515 is the Chumber, 144 is Trudeau Museum, 132 at Abyssinia. If you don't know those 4 institutions, you don't know a damn thing about Harlem.
Sacred Woman Tamika, man, heal thyself, Brother Perry. You know what I'm saying?